That song really just ends mid-note, huh? I didn't even realize. Howdy, my... my Berettas, my Sig Sauers, and my non-binary Remingtons. It's me... Creed. And I'm joined by the most Zip22iest. It's... Liz. We out here disco and shit? Pisco Fisco? Disco Tansi Perkele? Or what are you people saying? Now I gotta lock in. Don't go Eevee yet, it's St. Patrick's Day!
Sweepy.
Oh look, people spamming emojis. That's fine, you're allowed to. That's interaction.
Squeepy.
Squeepy. I would make a joke, but I keep forgetting if Creed's Irish or Scottish. I feel like...
What?
It's a real messed up thing to say. Well, let's get this show on the road.
Wait, why is it?
What? I'm sorry, I was not paying attention to like the last 5 minutes of conversation. What happened? Emoji slider's not removable. Removing it would be like removing the text box. Also, Billy, they're referring to heritage. It's like calling a black person an African American. It's referring to the heritage. Probably could be more accurate than that, but you know. He says, I know you're one of the two, I don't remember which. Yeah, what tipped that off? Was it the fact that I have red hair, those are the two locations where red hair originates from?
Red hair.
I'm of Irish descent. My grandmother was born and raised in Ireland. I am technically Irish-Italian, if you split it up correctly.
Esqualian.
I like pasta and getting drunk. Wine in one hand, beer in the other. I'm of Italian descent, Billy. If people in America in the 1940s would be racist to me, I think it counts. Yeah, you gotta remember, like me and Liz, you gotta wear green.
Green.
If you don't wear green, we get to stab you. You know, it just occurred to me that this loading screen isn't accurate.
What do you mean?
It does not give an accurate depiction of the space that it's representing. In that actual location, the bridge there is fallen, because that's how you get up on next to that building. But it's up in that loading image. Okay, so what the fiddle faddle was I doing? Okay, we don't know when we're doing that. We need to get this back at 22 p.m. What time is it right now? 18, so we got 4 hours. Find the murder weapon. Sure, right on that. Don't want to clean off my stinky, stinky body. Need to do that at some point. I forget what time.
Oh yeah, you need to. Yeah, remember you need to send Kim to bed, then get the boots, and then send the body to processing tomorrow.
Yes. Prove your 30 times hurry, take on responsibility. Spirit is eternal at some point. Fun of the armor pieces. Run the number in the victim's armor. Do you think they'll do that yet? Billy, you're really confused by the reaction system.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft...
This is Precinct 57. Still no word, I'm afraid, sir. I know it must be frustrating. Was there anything else you wanted to ask? 57.
In the cabin, you see...
Yeah, I think you have to wait till the body is taken to processing before that triggers.
Okie doke. Go get it. I wish I had more composure.
Posure. Did you want to take on the responsibility, or talk with the Hardys, or...
I guess I could try to take on law responsibility.
Wait, quick, check your file cabinet, quick. Oh, okay.
Yeah, see, because that loading screen is like this perspective right here. But it shows this bridge as being up, not down. It's an inaccuracy, and it's ruining my enjoyment of the game.
Wait.
Yo, man, what's on your mind?
Quick, how long does that thought you have left take?
10 minutes.
Quick.
I feel like
take
reading
out
a book.
No, I say that because, when Crab was streaming this, they're
A cockatoo is apparent.
like
This
having
book,
a thought
this
start, like
where
having a
to eat
thought
pet
complete
owners
somehow
also
broke the
report
cutscene
moodiness,
for
loudness, and
for
hostility
law
as recurring issues.
responsibility.
If left unsatisfied, cockatoos may scream non-stop, pluck their feathers, or become aggressive. It is not recommended to get "you're right, ouch." This is perhaps in the work it must be glorious to behold, despite its banging name. Hardcore aesthetic. Oh yes, drugs. We're talking about drugs. Let's face it, these flirtations with the hardcore aesthetic have all been leading up to one question. Can I do drugs harder now that I'm a hard cop? And the answer is yes, you can. You can do one more blast of pyrrolidon and yellow shit powder. You can even pull a ciggy and a lager on top of that. There, you've truly made the hardcore your own thing now.
Endurance, really useful for doing drugs. Volition, same thing, hard man. I see. Well, ditching this one.
I mean, having a +1 to both health stats is decent.
Yeah, but it's motivating drug use.
I'd say just... Or you could research cleaning out the rooms now instead.
Yeah.
Or maybe get rid of Jamrock Shuffle since you've already opened all lock containers, I think.
Yeah, I think that's probably the case.
Now
Yo,
save.
man,
Now
what's
what?
on your mind?
Save.
Oh. I, for one, hate drugs. What is this game about? And is it about disco and shit? No, actually. Not really at all. Why am I lagging? Am I streaming to you at too high of quality again?
Nope.
There we go, that seems a bit better.
Yo, man.
We found a radio transceiver. We didn't. That was the other thing. We didn't get the best radio transceiver, but we did get a good radio transceiver.
So your cop ways came through again. Impressive. Let's see what you got.
Using this to coordinate a drug smuggling operation.
Thought I felt a special sign coming off this one. I'll just have egg pop in a frequency dial here. We should be set.
Rarely has there been a more apt pairing of man and transceiver. This is a portent of great success.
Alright, Lawfarer, we're ready to do this. I have to warn you though, once we commit, there's no stopping until we've seen it all the way through. No pauses, no second chances. This is our shot. You got it?
Avery,
Mm-hmm.
why did you lower your Discord capture to 480p? I can't read the text now. Thank you.
So any cop prep you gotta do, you do it now. We'll wait if we have to.
Didn't you say we need some kind of power supply?
Don't sweat that. Egg found something down near the waterlock. Some maniac abandoned a perfectly good power source.
You mean the motor carriage that I crashed into the bay?
That explains why it was covered in cop colours. Whole thing's totaled. But lucky for us, the engine on the back is still perfectly good.
This is my favorite moment in this game, that we are using a radio transceiver from a crime smuggler to get powered by my own crashed car inside of the water to use a metallic statue as a radio antenna to contact people about our moralistic responsibility. Hey, we have committed several crimes. Can I be part of the responsibility?
All I have to do is run a cable from the engine up the Centaur Man's Memorial. It won't last forever, but it should buy us enough time to get you synced up with a big bag. Don't sweat that. Right, that's your call.
What a proud hopper doing you
How
do?
should I know? It's up to everyone to know their own needs. Whatever keeps your body and soul in top working condition.
At the very least, you should make sure you're wearing a good pair of gloves.
Personally, I'm gonna make sure I've got a steady supply of prep tired handy.
The speed is to get you through the tedious, detail-oriented parts of the work. Maybe this freak will spot you some.
I'm good without it.
Hope you don't get any little wires crossed because you lost your concentration, Mr. Clean and Sober.
Fuck you.
Do what you have to do.
Hardcore charge! Nowhere else to go!
Like Egg said.
Okay, now I'm ready. Let's contact Archer. Oh, what?
Do you have anything that boosts empathy?
Okay, I think that's everything that I got that's empathetic.
Alright.
Yo, man, what's on your mind?
Booby's drinking the stream like the last one. I might be drinking later.
Yo, man, what's on your mind? Rest of the crew has got to stay here. Can't afford to let the beat drop right as we're getting off the ground.
Much love to my hardcore antenna brothers.
Good luck, guys.
Try to squeeze in a promo spot while you're on air. We've got to start putting the word out.
Back across the water now. At least we are getting our exercising today.
You can grab that amplifier, officer, and you start spooling up those cables. Maybe we can get it all in one go.
Perfect. Flawless. What's with the car tire?
I love that this scene gets its own custom music.
Yeah? These people are completely insane. I love this game. Oh, you went me?
Just plug that in there, would ya?
It's done. I believe we are ready.
Yeah, as ready as we're gonna be. Grab one of these can sets, both of ya. I've got it rigged so that we can all listen, but only your cop talk will broadcast. No idea what we're gonna hear when I turn this thing on, so be prepared for anything. Trick is to keep transmitting your request until the big bad acknowledges ya. You got that?
But if they never acknowledge me.
Honestly, that might be for the best. Like I said, the signs coming off this whole project are seriously uncharted. Don't know how much juice we've got, so we better get to it. You ready?
Hold on, I need a minute.
No time. We're live in 2, 1.
The horseback antenna.
A soft rustling. The snow seems to have gotten between your ears somehow.
Where's that sound coming from?
Every light switch, every motor carriage, every doorbell, tea kettle, and radio in Martinez, all mingled with electrical interference caused by scattered thunderstorms over Ozone.
Hey, little man, we're waiting on ya.
What should I say? Coalition Worship Archer, this is RCM Officer Firewalker, please acknowledge. Coalition Worship Archer, this is RCM Officer Tequila Sunset, please acknowledge. Coalition Worship Archer, this is Detective Rafael Ambrosius Cousteau of the RCM, please acknowledge. And Coalition Worship Archer, this is Lieutenant Ariel Dubois of the RCM, please acknowledge. We're gonna go with our actual name.
It's funny how many aliases you can pick up.
Yeah. I wonder if there are other aliases I've not found.
You're all alone out there, wandering a blasted heath, calling out to the night. But there is no reply, except for the buzzing of invisible machines. The lieutenant looks up at you with a nervous glance. Nervous for who, though? You cannot say.
Challenging failure.
Give it another go.
Coalition Worship Archer, this is Lieutenant Dubois. Please respond.
Nein, Liebling. Unseren Jungen nach Redeposten. Einen dieser Dinger.
Hello, Archer, do you acknowledge?
Marianne hat mir erzählt, dass Oscar nicht mehr derselbe ist, seit er auf einem Luftschiff aus Graz zurückgekommen ist. Natürlich halten wir die Psychologen für vollkommen normal, aber sie haben das Gefühl, seit seiner Rückkehr mit einem Fremden zusammenzuleben.
One second, I got this. 1 second.
Are you Google translating this?
It's none of your goddamn business. Why are you anging me? Don't you fucking me. You know how I be. This is my playthrough. I get to decide if I'm going to spend 20 minutes translating a bunch of German.
Sorry.
It's okay. I appreciate you. German. Okay. Again, this might not be translated correctly, but, no, darling, our boy, to Vredefort, one of those things. Marianne tells me that Oscar hasn't, since he returned from Grod on an airship. Psychologists consider him perfectly normal, but she has the feeling, since his return, of living with a stranger.
You can't make out a word of this gibberish.
I think we're getting some intraplanetic crosstalk.
Liebling, bitte. Er ist unser einziges Kind. Er kann doch auch nächstes Jahr zur Akademie gehen.
Okay. Darling, please. He's our only child. He can go to the academy next year, too.
Is that what you call those radio spookers? Didn't know they had a technical name. Either way, you gotta keep it up till we get through.
Coalition Worship Archer, this is Lieutenant Dubois. If you're there, Archer, please acknowledge.
Again.
Coalition Worship Archer, this is Lieutenant Dubois. Do you acknowledge?
It's cold now.
A slight frisson at the point where your neck meets your spine. Something about the lieutenant's words directed at you, but not you.
It's really coming down now that you mention it.
Mention what?
It's cold, like you just said.
I didn't say anything, Detective.
Someone has been maintaining it. The wiring has been repaired.
An uncomfortable silence falls over the connection.
It's been a long winter. Long and cold.
You're gonna say you're gonna tell me you didn't say that either?
I promise you I didn't. Even though it certainly sounds like me.
He seems to wince at the sound of his own voice. Must be intrakinetic crosstalk. It's the only explanation.
So your partner's haunting himself, trying to warn him off his current path, most like.
It's eerie for certain, but also harmless. I just wish I could remember what I was talking about.
Hearing an intrakinetic crosstalk of your own voice from the past is a odd thing to do. The intrakinetic pale is fucked up. This is what the pale does, because, like, yeah, it's radio signals being transmitted through the pale.
Natürlich halten ihn die Psychologen für vollkommen normal.
Natural psychologists consider him completely normal. So what can we do about it?
You just have to embrace the spookiness. Now give it another go.
Why have you been drawing Phoenix Wright art, Billy? Oh, you also made art for me, Tiger. If people have been making art, they should let me know. Illusion Worship Archer, do you acknowledge Lieutenant Dubois?
But someone has been maintaining it. The wiring has been repaired.
Dubois, please acknowledge.
Has been maintaining it. The wiring has been repaired. Archer, this is Lieutenant Dubois. Can you hear me?
Liebling, bitte. Ist unser einziges Kind.
Darling, please, he's our only child.
Worship Archer, please identify.
The signals are getting increasingly mixed. Plucking Archer's signal from this
impossible
will be like
failure
a strand from a tangle of hair.
Is that one possible to pass? It's only 18.
I don't think so, because there aren't really any, like, successful impossible passive checks, I don't think. So if an impossible check shows up, then it's one that you're, like, guaranteed to fail unless you have your, like, skill high enough for it to not even show up at all.
It's like it's an 18.
This isn't looking good. The radio spookers are winning.
What can we do?
Don't know. If we can't get around the interference, we're in deep trouble. Hold on. I think Ed gave me some sort of checklist. Says here, main step, volume to the max. That's not too helpful. Okay. It also says, inspect connections for hardcore clarity. So let's try that.
I'm going to inspect the connections.
My guess, you climb up the centaur, man. See if there's anything obviously interfering with them. Maybe you've got some technical law science.
Someone has been maintaining it.
Something about this setup seems dimly familiar, but you'll be damned if you know what you're supposed to do about it.
Why am I failing every check?
You never boost your skills.
Physical instrument, you're supposed to be there for me.
It's only at 5.
Images of your body smashed against the pavement flood your mind. This is dangerous.
What if I slip and
Maybe
fall?
you break an arm, maybe you break your neck. Could go either way, honestly, but that's what the Invalids Fund is for. So don't worry about it for now.
Fair enough. Let's do this.
Your gloves give you a solid grip on the metal bar. This feels pleasingly familiar. You don't exactly cut a lithesome figure, but after several moments of scrambling, you manage to hoist yourself atop the monument.
I was wondering at what point we would be writing this thing.
That performance was frankly an embarrassment.
Fair enough. I hope nobody saw
You're
it.
doing all right, detective. Just keep your focus on the task at hand.
The connection.
The connection itself is nothing more than a little braid of exposed wire wrapped about the hoof of the horse. A copper fetter it cannot slip. The whole monument is covered in a thin but durable layer of oil and grime. It's obvious no one has cleaned it in years.
Well, what's it look like?
The whole statue's covered in weird oil. I think it's good for the connection.
That's not good. We should have cleaned the centaur man first. Pretty rude that we didn't. Hang on. I'm looking at Egg's checklist. He says, if all fails, bend antenna. Narrow is the hardcore way. That make any sense to you?
What is it to use to bend the antenna?
Says here, muscle style.
What is that supposed to do?
Good question.
Muscle style.
Maybe he's saying we're casting too wide a net. Gotta narrow our receiving band so we pick up the big bad without the spookers. Since you're already up there, I say you should do it.
The speed freak is right. The responsibility is yours and yours alone. There's no turning back now.
Look at Philippe III.
You are face to face with Philip III. The Bronze King looks toward the west. Something about his features seems bizarrely distorted.
With the horse.
This faithful steed is in nearly as poor a condition as its rider.
Look up.
The sky is opaque with dark clouds. Snow spirals all around you. You turn to the east, but the visibility is quite poor. You see no sign of Coalition warship Archer, though you know it can't be too far away.
Anti-object prejudice. This is probably going to give me a -1, I think.
A few of the idle lorry drivers and strikebreakers gesture at you with their cigarettes, more out of curiosity than anything else. From the window of one of the adjacent apartment buildings, an older woman leans out, her heavy breasts sagging. She yells a single word you can't make out, and then shuts the window with a violent thunk.
Anyway, we win these.
Oof.
You allow the broken hunk of metal to clatter to the ground. It wasn't clear to you it did anything anyway.
Nein, Liebling.
Huh? Sounds like that was a false move. Signal's even worse now.
This junk didn't even work.
Probably because you broke it.
He's right. This was your responsibility.
I'm gonna turn all the dials to maximum. Probably gonna burn out our power supply, but that might be the only way.
A maelstrom of sound, swirling and swirling around an invisible point. It's mounting, mounting.
Nicht mehr derselbe ist, seit er auf einem Luftschiff aus Grad zurückgekommen ist.
Be back in a second. Sorry about that phone call.
Lieutenant Dubois, please respond.
It's too much. Your eardrums are throbbing, about to burst.
The long winter, long and cold.
And then nothing.
Try it now.
Hello, Ocean Worship Archer. This is Lieutenant Ariel Dubois of the RCM. Please acknowledge.
This is Worship Archer. We are acknowledging and accepting you. Though we're still getting quite a bit of interference.
That is a hell of a portrait.
This is as good as it's gonna get. I'll keep us aligned as long as I can, but this isn't a social mission. You got it.
This is it. You're finally getting to speak with those who hold real power. There is so much you wish you could ask, but you probably only have time for 1 or 2 questions before the signal is lost.
Please be advised that you are speaking on a public frequency. What is your request?
What does Revachol look like from there? What does Merlinton really do? When is real democracy coming to Revachol? Listen, I really need to reach the Committee of Responsibility. When is democracy coming to Revachol?
We can assure you, it is coming as soon as possible.
Within my lifetime?
Oh, most likely. Though, of course, it depends on the contingencies.
What do you mean contingencies?
You must understand, the moral intern is responsible for ensuring the continuance and flourishing of mankind for the next 3,000 years. The planning division must account for a great many possible outcomes and chance events. Fortunately, we have contingency spreads to help guide our decision-making. Of course, there is no one spread that can reasonably account for all these possible events. But at least, we are able to prepare for the most likely eventualities.
Contingency spreads actually work.
It's not really our area of expertise, but we can try to explain. Picture a smooth hill made from fresh dirt. Now, if you stand atop this hill and put a glass of water over it, what will happen?
The water will run down the hill?
Precisamente. We know only that it will run down, but not what course it will take. If we place a rock in the water's path, will it divert to the left or to the right? We cannot say, but we may predict which way it might run in either event. That is the essence of the idea. You might also imagine these spreads as a kind of tree, with every juncture representing a different event, and every branch representing a different timeline.
I see. You're saying the moral intern uses contingency spreads to see the future?
Not exactly. No one can know the future. But with contingency spreads, it is possible to predict what the future realities might reasonably look like. But we shouldn't overstate their importance. They are simply one of many tools used by the moral intern to set policy.
Where does Revachol fit into these contingencies?
That's impossible to say. It may be that Revachol has a great role to play, or no role at all. That is the nature of contingencies.
But didn't the Wild Pines representative say that Revachol would resolve history?
You must understand, when we speak of contingency spreads, we are talking about the most fantastically complex data visualization human beings are capable of producing, with thousands of events, from elections and wars to natural disaster or scientific miracles, and millions of possible outcomes.
I see.
It may be the case that, under certain scenarios, Revachol is vitally important, as it was during the collision landings in 08. It may also be the case, in many other equally plausible scenarios, that Revachol is simply another once great city, like countless others throughout history.
Revachol was founded to resolve history. It's the most important city in the world.
Perhaps not. The world is full of great cities that have resolved the questions of their time. La Cherte, Bradford, our own home of Advesterachet. It's even possible the cities that will resolve the questions of the future have not been founded yet. For this reason, responsibility for developing contingency spreads is only assigned to highly trained analysts working with advanced radio computers and a steady supply of drones.
Steady supply of dromine. Drugs. How do I access my personal contingency spread?
Even though we are only a second signaler,
we can tell you with great certainty that there is no contingency spread for you, Lieutenant Dubois.
That's impossible! I am the Doomsinger! The Herald of Desolation!
We're sorry. We're not familiar with all the local offices in Martinez. Please understand, we are not some totalitarian enterprise. We are committed to and bound by the highest values of individual freedom and opportunity.
Not like a modern, reasonable way to organize a society.
It is a work in progress, but it is also the best way that humanity has found thus far.
This is it. Final question time. I can already feel our alignment getting shaky.
Is everything alright? We lost the connection for a moment.
Listen, I really need to reach the Committee of Responsibility.
Oh, that...
Acknowledge.
What?
To reach the committee, all you need to do is fill out the appropriate request form and submit it to the Liaison for Public Affairs. If the liaison accepts
I was going to say,
request,
usually
you will be invited to
usually you're
address the
supposed to be able to
committee at their next quarterly public
ask
hearing.
like all those questions
We
but
believe the
one
next
before you
hearing
have
is
to
scheduled
proceed.
for July.
Well, yeah, but I fucked up like every step of this process. I don't think I passed a single check this conversation.
She's got to be jerking your chain, right? You can't wait that long.
Yeah, I could have sworn that failing the interfacing check doesn't actually limit how many questions you can ask, but I guess not.
+2, clean and sober. +2, discover the strange anomaly. -1, history of prank calls. Convince her you need to address the committee.
This isn't about you. Not really. It may have been at a certain point, but you've let go of that perspective. This is about your responsibility to all of Revachon. Now, take a deep breath. Look upward. You don't have to bear the burden alone.
Listen to me. The situation in Martinez is a powder keg. If the Coalition doesn't intervene, many people will die.
What? How do you know this?
There are things in the course of the investigation that led me to believe that we are headed to a violent confrontation between the Union and Wild Pines. They're really bad. They're like really bad. Damn, there's nothing to explain. You better write this down. Okay.
Lieutenant Dubois, this is a very serious claim. Please describe the situation as succinctly as possible. We will forward your summary to the committee.
There's papers rustling in the background. She's clearing her desk, preparing to take notes. There, you've wedged your foot in the door. Now, if you can show the Coalition how much they're needed, they'll have no choice but to intervene.
He's recently lost control of a paramilitary death squad called the Cornell. I feel like the best one of these three is this one. It's the most accurate. Like the Cornell are no longer working for Wild Pines, more or less.
Please continue. We're listening.
Also uncover evidence the Union may be orchestrating a takeover of a local fishing village. Advance for local controls of corporate boards. It seems completely unworkable.
We have it. Is there anything else the committee should know?
Detective, before you answer that, I urge you to weigh your words extremely carefully.
There's some very strange thing. I've also discovered an entropinetic phenomenon here in Martinez.
We're afraid we must ask you to repeat that, Lieutenant Dubois.
Afraid? What is she afraid of? Her tone has shifted. She's no longer herself. She's reading from a script. Your words have activated some sort of procedure.
I said, I've discovered an entropinetic phenomenon here in Martinez.
Acknowledge. Listen very carefully, Lieutenant. We're going to ask you a series of questions. It is imperative that you answer as directly and truthfully as you can. Do you understand?
Yes.
Good. First question. Are you currently in the vicinity of Surrey, the North Arcade Islands, or near Pale Offshore Platform in Sulindico?
No, I'm in Martinez.
Very good. Next question. Would you describe the phenomenon as internal to the Isola or external to the Isola?
What she means is, actually, you have no idea what those words could mean in this context.
An impossible conceptualization. I mean, we know what an Isola is. Presumably these are internal to the Isola, because external to the Isola is where the Pale is.
Yeah.
So, because we're internal, it's an issue.
Next question. At the time, did you experience sense objects?
Can you elaborate?
Yes. Examples may include sound, memory, light.
You can only describe in terms of curdling milk. When the Raver put the compressor through the other thing, it made the beat really hardcore, like too hardcore. I experienced nothing. A complete lack of phenomena. That's probably the most accurate one.
Yeah.
Let's go on. Final question. Were you alone?
Yes, unquestionably, irrevocably alone. You are part of a large family. You are never alone. There's no need to overthink this.
We repeat. Were you alone?
No, there are other people there.
You hear the sound of a page ripping.
Thank you, Lieutenant. Please stand by while we transmit our summary.
A long winter.
Signals are starting to misalign. Not sure how much longer I can hold them together.
You have to know, just a little longer.
Lieutenant Dubois, this is Collision Warship Archer. Please acknowledge.
Yes, I'm here.
Thank you for standing by. We are authorized to report the Committee of Responsibility for Ravachol has acknowledged and accepted your request. They would like you to address your matter to the committee directly, as their earliest convenience.
Just tell me where to meet them.
Remain where you are. Collision Shuttle Laurel is setting a course for your position. They will arrive momentarily. Stand by.
Snow again. It collects between the bronze horse's ears.
We're gonna go on a ship already?
And on the backs of your gloves.
No way! Big Ben's coming here!
The lieutenant adjusts his microphone and slowly looks up toward you.
Well, what now?
What do you mean?
You've accomplished your side task. You've contacted Coalition Warship Archer. I suppose what I'm asking is whether we are about to lose you to the moral intern.
If your case isn't that important, Kim, I'm tired of feeling like I don't have any normal, reasonable options. But I'm afraid, Kim.
Afraid of what, detective?
A little rhyme jingling in your mind's attic. Of the future, of the past, of all that is not made to last.
I feel like something very bad is going to happen.
The lieutenant takes a moment to compose his thoughts.
I don't know where this case will lead us, detective. But in a sense, that doesn't matter. Our job is to follow the evidence where it leads. Consequences be damned. Because that's what it means to be an officer of the RCM.
The lieutenant's final words are nearly swallowed by the roar of the aerostatic's main rotors.
Lieutenant Dubois, this is Collision Warship Archer. We have been instructed to inform you that the Laurel arrived at your position. Please acknowledge.
No shit. How are they supposed to hear your acknowledgement over the thundering of their own rotors?
Acknowledge, Roger. This is Lieutenant Dubois.
Thank you. The Committee of Responsibility for Ravachol has authorized us to offer you an immediate extraction. Do you accept?
I have a few questions first.
We are far past that point, Lieutenant. There is only one question now. Are you ready, or are you not?
Look around one last time.
The roundabout. Martinez North. Nighttime. Somehow, the streetlights only make the scene more lonely. You can hear someone retching in a nearby courtyard. The speed freak eyes you with a curious blend of awe and contempt. He's torn. There's nothing more softcore than the Coalition, according to his worldview. And yet, having summoned an aerostatic with your voice is one of the most hardcore feats imaginable. The lieutenant looks up toward you. He starts to open his mouth, then appears to think better of it.
Stop having a riot in my chat.
He's spoken his piece, he thinks. It's up to you now. There is something, a whisper, circulating among the city's footnoted alleyways and along its electrical wires. But what it's saying, you can't tell.
Formidable failure.
To be a message meant for someone else.
So, Avery, do you want to abandon the investigation?
Well, no, it's like the main premise of the game, isn't it? Am I about to get an ending here?
Yes, if you accept it, you get a game over.
Well, I could just load the save beforehand, right?
Yeah, if you want to go through all this again.
Well, yeah, well, might as well get the ending. And maybe if I do it again, I could actually pass some of the checks. I've failed literally every check, Liz. I don't think there's a... like, other than, like, that one. But, like... Shivers, failed. Physical instrument, failed. Interfacing, failed. Empathy, failed. Rhetoric, failed. Like, just... It's a lot of failures, Liz. I'm gonna accept the art. I'm gonna accept the archer. I'm gonna get this ending.
Acknowledged. Laurel has initiated the extraction procedure. Stand by.
Marianne hat mir erzählt, dass Oscar nicht mehr derselbe ist, seit auf einem Lufttyp zurückgekommen.
Weeks later, no answers about extracted cop. The condition and whereabouts of an RCM officer extracted by a coalition aerostatic 2 weeks ago remain unknown. The dramatic maneuver witnessed by dozens near the North Roundabout has reportedly increased tensions between the citizens of Martinez, the RCM, and coalition authorities. Early reports that the lieutenant was investigating entropinetic phenomena along the coast have not been confirmed. According to an official statement given by the RCM, the lieutenant was in Martinez as part of a murder investigation. A coalition representative declined repeated requests for comment.
Sorry, 1 second.
Yeah, if you board the aerostatic, you get disappeared by the government.
I mean, it happens to the best of us. Then the message that was playing at the end there of the horseback from the horseback antenna says, Marianne has told me that Oscar hasn't been the same since he came back on an airship. Yeah, but maybe not the best call. Perhaps the people whose entire thing is keeping everything stable and slowly in slow progress do not like sudden changes and threats to to the stability of things. I did get an achievement though. Where was it?
Well, like Doc said, it is pretty ambiguous.
I know they're not mustache-twirling villains, but they don't want things to be, you know, causing ruckus. That's sort of their thing. What? Doc's in the competition of trying to misinterpret a message as much as possible, but my opponent is Doc's. Yeah, Committee of Responsibility. The message, someone should do something about this. I'm not stuttering, you're stuttering. Okay. I'm changing my outfit real quick. Give me physical instrument. Okay, now we're fashion forward enough for this.
Yo, man. Rest of the... Much love to my hardcore...
Let's do this again, but faster.
Nice.
Try to...
Back across.
You can grab that amplifier, officer. And you start spooling up those cables. Maybe we can get it all in one go.
B is also in the chat, being a problem. I did not even notice you were there. Did he save the city from communism? Harry's in the sky now. Harry's in a better place. You don't need to leave.
It's done.
Yeah, as ready as we're gonna be. Grab
Stop
one of these
rioting.
handsets. Both have no idea what we're gonna hear when I turn this thing on. So be honest, don't know how much juice good.
A soft rustling. Every light switch.
Hey, little man, we're waiting on ya.
You're all the lieutenant. He is looking. Then he turns to you. He gives you a half smile.
We actually passed that
along
one.
with an almost imperceptible nod of encouragement.
He's nervous for your sake, of course, but also his own. Looking at him now, with both hands on his headphones, you can very briefly see the lieutenant must have been like when he first joined the RCM.
Give it another go.
Nein, Liebling.
You can't make out a word of this gibberish.
Okay. I understand a word of this gibberish.
Liebling, bitte.
Me neither. Just keep trying. We'll get... Again.
A slight frisson at the point where your neck meets your spine. Something about the lieutenant's words directed at you, but not you.
Came to unplug my connection.
I didn't say anything.
Someone has been maintaining it.
An uncomfortable.
It's been a long winter. Long.
Maybe it's your twin brother?
I can assure you it's not my twin brother, though it certainly does sound like me.
So your partner's haunting himself.
It's eerie for...
Something here is eating at the lieutenant as much as he would like to move past it.
Natürlich halten ihn die Psychologen für vollkommen normal.
So what should we do about it? Maybe we should try again later?
No can do. This is it. The only way forward is the hardcore way.
But someone has been maintaining.
Dubois?
Liebling,
The signals are getting increasingly mixed. Plucking Archer's
Dang
signal
it.
from this will be like isolating.
I guess that is just interfacing again.
The radio spooker don't know. Says here, main step.
I must have to inspect the
volume,
connections.
My guess, you
Someone has.
Come on, son. This isn't anything but a common high bar.
Yeah!
Just get a solid overhand grip and hoist yourself up. Images of your body smashed against the pavement flood your mind.
Maybe, but that's what the invalids.
Let's do this. Do it correctly this time.
Point.
Show off that physical instrument.
Your gloves give you a solid grip on the metal bar. This feels pleasingly familiar.
I'm going to get guns. I only woke up at like 8:30 p.m.
Keep it together, champ. You've got this.
Hell yeah.
And before you know it, you're safely perched atop the monument.
Did you see that bar work?
You're a natural gymnast, detective. Now, would you like to do what you got up there to do?
The connection, it's the whole monument is...
Well, what's it look
Covered in
like?
weird oils.
Hang on, I'm looking at Egg's checklist. It says here, good sensual.
The speed freak is right. The responsibility is you are this faithful steed. The sky is you turn to the a few. She yells a single word you can't make out, and then shut.
Okay. Come on. We have the random chance. 8% is not nothing. It's not the lowest. There's like the couple possibilities that get us this. Big money, no whammies. Come on. Damn it. I really want to adjust the head correctly. Liz, why do you gotta mess up the head like this?
Ouch.
You allow the broken hunk of...
Nein, Liebling.
Huh? Sounds like that was a false
Not
move.
my fault the statue broke.
Look, I'm not a blame layer. I'm just saying, things were bad, and now they're worse.
He's right.
I'm gonna turn all the dice.
A maelstrom of sound.
Nicht mehr derselbe ist.
It's too much. Your eardrums are throbbing.
A long winter.
And then nothing.
Try it now.
This is...
as good.
There is so much you wish you could ask, but you...
Please be advised that you're speaking on a public frequency. What is your request?
What does the moral intern really want?
A very important question with a very simple answer. We want humanity to endure. Beyond that, it may be said that we are the inheritors and stewards of Dolores Day's legacy.
Dolores Day. So beautiful.
Right, and that legacy is?
Immeasurable. It includes interstellar travel, 3 scientific revolutions, humanism, internationalism, the welfare state, and balance of terror theory. Nothing less than the intellectual foundation of our modern order. The role of the Moralist International is twofold: to buy humanity sufficient time to perfect itself, and to patiently guide it along the road while protecting it from ideological highwaymen and eschatologists.
What is the balance of terror theory?
It's an elegant idea, one of the cornerstones of the modern era. In short, it holds that durable, lasting peace is possible when the major powers are capable of inflicting unacceptable and irreversible destruction upon one another.
Mutually assured destruction?
Because no rational state is willing to accept the risk of such a calamity befalling its own people. All powers are incentivized to de-escalate conflicts before they reach the point of no return.
What if states aren't rational?
A state is like any other living thing. It wants to survive and grow. A state that doesn't value its own existence is not a state at all.
In what sense the monarch and the steward of Dolores Day's legacy?
It was established by many of the same founding party members who elected Dolores Day, and who, after her assassination, dedicated their lives to the continuation of their political and intellectual projects.
Who are the highwaymen in this Castelogigans you mentioned?
There are many. The communists say they are the next dialectical step in an inexorable spiral of progress. They claim to have resolved the inherent contradictions of moralism, and believe they're just one revolution away from establishing a humanist paradigm. The fascists say they are both the ancestors of and the successors to the loyalism. In other words, they believe that Dolores Day's reign simply represents a glorious phase of expansion within a greater Franco-Nigerian heritage. They criticize the DeLorean project for accepting and integrating new peoples rather than forcefully subjugating them. And then, there are our prodigal cousins, the Vazan Social Democrats, who hold our same values and have even adopted many of our same rights and iconography, though they persist in rejecting the umbrella of moralism.
Are there non-ideological threats to humanity's future?
Yes. Atomic war, environmental degradation, resource exhaustion, viral pandemic, supervolcanism, runaway anthropogenetic collapse. This is why it is critical for the international community to work toward peace and cooperation between nations. There's simply too much at stake.
There's a safe in all this.
The RCM exists under the umbrella of the coalition, just as the coalition exists under the umbrella of the morally internal. At the same time, the RCM is not exactly of the coalition.
What do you mean it's not of the coalition?
It's our understanding that the RCM's organizational structure predates the coalition. We believe it may even be modeled after the communal brigades themselves.
There is some truth to that.
But in a practical sense, it's the responsibility of the ethics divisions to ensure that both organizations are working towards the same ends.
What bother with the RCM at all? Can the coalition just run everything itself?
Because the coalition has no interest in running Revachol. We'll succeed in our own mission the moment Revachol rejoins the international community as a sovereign democracy. The RCM is an integral piece of that project. It was established by many of the same founding parties. There are many. The fascists, and then there are our yes. This is why it is the at the same time, the
because of the decomptage?
We are not that familiar with RCM lore and practice, but we believe that may be the case. As we recall, the decomptage originated with the Revacholian commune itself.
So is this the shadow government? Sort of?
There is some truth to that.
But in a practical sense, it's the responsibility
So the RCM is the vestige of Revachol's communist past?
One now, committed to upholding moralist values. Strange, isn't it? History is a river coursing ever downward. Occasionally, its course is redirected in mysterious and unexpected ways.
Oh, what waits us at the end of the road?
Let us answer your question with a question. Have you ever seen evening fall over the old town of Vesperashit?
Maybe. I've been forgetting things lately.
If you had, then you would remember. It is one of the great wonders of the world, impossible to mistake or forget. The heart of the city, the old town, is a district composed of weathered marble, comprising thousands of columns and arcades arranged around a series of grand plazas. During the day, it's a beautiful sight, equal to any of the great cities of Pericarnassus. But as the sun sets, the shadows cast by those columns and arcades weave together to form an intricate ombre and lattice. When you see it, you suddenly understand. It was all built for you, for this very moment.
Built for me?
For you, for all of humanity. Not only that, but you are also part of that centuries-long plan. When you cross one of the open plazas, your own shadows is effortlessly woven into the great lattice work, a deliberate synthesis of humanity, art, and the natural world.
Beautiful.
Yes, it is. We grew up there. We have seen the lattice with our own eyes.
Dolores Day was crowned there, wasn't she?
She was. There are even those who say that at Vesperace summoned Dolores Day, or that it was built in preparation for her, centuries before her arrival. That's why the old town is sometimes called the ceremonial
I
heart
see.
of humanity. Of course, such a city does not spring from nowhere, nor does it endure without effort. Its construction was the work of many generations, and its preservation is an equally monumental responsibility.
How much time does humanity need to achieve its potential?
About 3,000 years.
That's an impossibly long time.
That depends on how you look at it. Since the Pericarnassion incident, there have been nearly 8,000 years of recorded history. Viewed from that perspective, we are nearly 3/4 of the way there.
This is it. Final question time. I can already feel our alignment getting shaky.
Is everything alright? We lost the connection for a moment.
Listen, I really need to reach the committee of responsibility.
Acknowledge. If the liaison...
She's got to be jerking your chain, right? You can't wait. This isn't about you. Now, take a deep breath. Look upward.
What? How do you know this?
If everything's the course of my investigation led me to believe that we're headed to a violent confrontation with the Union in the Wild Pines.
Lieutenant Dubois.
There's papers rustling. There. You've wedged your foot.
They lost control of the paramilitary death squad.
Please continue. We're listening.
The takeover of local fishing village.
You're not only speaking for yourself. He means to tell you, you're speaking for all of the RCM. What you say now will reflect on all of your half-brothers and sisters.
Discovered an intrepidate phenomenon here in Martinez.
We're afraid we must ask you to repeat.
Her tone. She's reading from a script. Your words have...
Intrepidate phenomenon.
Good. First question. Are you currently in the vicinity of Surrey, the North Arcade Islands, or near Pale...
I'm in Martinez.
What she means is...
Okay, that one is just impossible because it's 20.
You have no idea what those words could mean.
Internal.
Next question. Yes. Examples may include sound, memory, light.
I experienced nothing.
Final question.
You are the Doom Speaker. It is your lot to ply these somnolent roads, declaring your lonely truth.
Hell yeah.
You are part of a large family. You are never alone. There's no need to overthink this.
We repeat. Were you alone?
No.
You hear the sound of a page ripping.
Thank you, Lieutenant. Please stand by while we transmit our summary.
Signals are starting to miss a lot.
Lieutenant Dubois.
I can't hold on much longer.
Thank you for standing by. We are authorized to report the committee. They would like you to address your matter to the committee directly, as their earliest convenience.
When is that? I'm kind of in the middle of a murder investigation.
Local matters can wait. Collision Shuttle Laurel is setting a course for your position. They will arrive momentarily. Stand by.
Snow again. It collects between the Bronze Horse's ears, along the bridge of the Bronze King's nose, and on the backs of your gloves.
How would I be able to tell that one? The head's down there.
No way!
The lieutenant adjusts.
Well, what now?
I guess we wait.
Yes, and then?
You
You've
mean?
accomplished your side task. You've contacted Coalition. Is whether we are about to...
Beneath that surface query, a touch of self-doubt. The lieutenant isn't sure he can solve the murder without you.
I'm tired of feeling like I don't have any normal, reasonable options.
What options? What in God's name are you talking about, Detective?
You notice that things have only gotten weirder the longer we've been on this case?
The lieutenant takes a moment to compose his thoughts.
I don't know where this case will lead us, Detective. But in a sense, that doesn't matter. Our job is to follow the
Hi, Neener.
evidence where it leads. Consequences be damned. Because that's what it means to be an officer of the RCM.
The lieutenant's final words are nearly swallowed by the roar of the aerostatics mech.
Lieutenant Dubois, this is Collision...
No shit.
No.
How are they
Thank you. The Committee of Responsibility for Ravachol has authorized...
The roundabout, Martinez North, nighttime. The speed freak eyes you. He's torn. There's no... The lieutenant looks up. He's spoken his piece. You cannot leave. So much hangs in the balance.
Yeah! The city asked us not to. Now we can't do it. I can't do it.
Repeat that, Lieutenant. What do you mean, you can't? Are you being impeded in some way?
I can't abandon my partner. There's some personal business I have to sort out. How do I word the city asked me not to? Look, I might have gotten really into a dance while in the pale music, and the city talked to me, and now we're like, we have a thing going on, and they really don't want me to leave the city. It's really important that I stay here. But it's Kip, my partner. I can't abandon him.
We have to say, this is extremely disappointing to hear, Lieutenant. What the consequences will be for your refusal to accept responsibility, we cannot say. For your sake, we pray they are not more than we all can bear. And now, we are updating our frequencies. We will not speak again.
Wait, I've changed my...
Cleared in 4, 3...
I've never apologized before in my life, and I'm not starting today. It would be funny to be like, wait, I'm changing my mind, come back. But, say nothing.
2, 1, après le monde, le gris.
Après le monde, le gris. Oh, I do not recognize. Après
le monde,
le gris, and that is from
Lesquee. Lesquee.
Lesquee?
I think it is Lesquee.
After the world, the gray.
And the line goes quiet. The lieutenant gives a long sigh as he removes his headphones. There's relief on his face as he turns toward you.
I mean, we did our duty here. We informed the earlier that there is, you know, a violent uprising going on between the Wild Pines and the Union. They are attempting, like, a takeover of the town, and also, there's a hole to the Pale forming inside of a church. Like, I feel like we did our due diligence here. We have no obligation to go with them. We did our, quote-unquote, responsibility.
La responsabilité.
I think it's best for you to climb off the statue now, Detective. Your real work is done here.
Just give me a minute.
There's a damp cold running up the insides of your thighs. Your legs have grown stiff. You've been up here quite a while. You look around. The strikebreakers are still shouting their slogans and waving their hand-painted signs. Beneath you, the lieutenant and the speed freak have begun disconnecting a few cables. You could stay a while longer if you wanted.
Wait a little longer.
Out on the bay, the lights on the buoys trace little oblong circuits in the dark. From a ways off, a single bell tolls.
Creed, what the honest fuck is the Pale? Is the Pale hell? Pale is nothing. It's a bunch of nothing that is after all of the things. And sometimes on the other side of the nothing is another thing.
Beyond those, there must be something more. But you can't discern it. It's nothing but layers of translucent shadow.
Everything all right, Detective?
I don't know. Maybe.
Listen, I understand that you're disappointed that things did not turn out how you might have hoped. But you made the right decision. The more difficult decision, in my mind at least.
How do you know?
Because I can see you're still agonizing over it. In my experience, when you make the wrong decision, you can tell right away. It's the right decisions that won't leave you alone.
Perhaps someday the lieutenant will tell you about some of the decisions that won't leave him alone. But it won't be this day.
Now come on, it's getting late.
I'm down.
About time. You grab that amp, forget the cables. Need to leave some evidence of our antenna to inspire future generations.
What's one more trip across the waterlock?
Hell yeah.
Well, cop man, we've repaid the favour. Guess this cements the cop hardcore alliance.
Hard cop!
Yeah! We are cops now!
Easy, eh? We're still hardcore music venue organisers, first and foremost, and maybe this does make us pillars of the local community.
I would never let my hardcore brothers down.
Sure, you have to say that now. That's alright. I'll put this tech away later. Think there's an extra cancer, in case you want to grab a souvenir or something. Don't think anyone will miss it.
Specialist grade headset. +2 Inland Empire. In your own head. -1 reaction speed. Say that again? A giant pair of cans to keep you safe from the world. This particular set seems to have changed hands several times. May become sweaty after extended use. Put that down with my hats. But awesome. Time to put on my regular outfit.
Your regular squat fit. Billy Eisenhower says Liz has AA battery IQ.
Yo, man, what's up?
Well, that was adventure. But you know, now that it's 22:03, I think it might be for the best to walk over in this direction. Actually, I should probably change my outfit again. I feel like I'm gonna need a particular stat here.
What'd you think of La Responsabilité?
It was very good. Very much enjoyed that entire interaction. And to think, people would not get that if they did not go the moralism route. Which makes you really wonder what event am I missing for the other 3 routes?
Oh, you know.
Yeah, probably gonna want to get those pants on. I think those are my only reaction speed things. I probably am going to want half-light. I think like that's the other thing I'm going to need.
Half-blight. Instrument. I don't know, pain threshold might come in handy.
I have a feeling we might be taking a bullet this afternoon. You having a good time over there, friend?
Very, very well-timed autosave.
Or I need to get the right tool for the job here. Ledger of failure and hatred. Now they'll know I'm a cop.
Are you sure you want to have low authority for this?
Oh, fair point.
Put your hands where I can see them.
The aging woman under a mountain of police paraphernalia mumbles to herself, then notices you and reaches for the megaphone.
Show me your hands. This is the pigs. Show me your hands. Right now!
I agree.
Yo.
Show me your hands. Right now!
This kind of bugged out. You're not supposed to be standing this close.
Yeah, and yet here I am. You think I'm afraid? You think I have fear? No, I'm gonna stand right here, 2 feet away from the person with a gun.
Scavenged, battery-powered police lights protrude
You
from
okay?
her back. The flickering light show reveals a gun in her shaking hand.
What? I don't see the gun. Is it there? Is it there, perhaps?
Her hand is trembling from some sort of neurodegenerative disease.
Madame, please drop the firearm immediately.
Kim, a little to the left here. Kim, you want to move? You want to aim a little bit more to the left. Here.
Yeah, this bugged out. You're supposed
I
to be
know, and
standing
it's fantastic.
You shouldn't be here. Something's very wrong with her. She's completely out of control.
You're not getting the porter reel. Which is the porter? It's just a standard flashlight, ma'am. Calm down.
Failure to comply. Suspect is displaying aggression. Officer, under duress. Officer, under duress. I am the police. Don't move. Don't move. Hands on your head. Suspect is armed and dangerous.
I'm not moving.
Suspect is on the loose. Suspect at large. Officer, administer street justice at our own peril. That one extra lick with a baton or extra knee strike above was what was actually required. Suspect is under control. Suspect is under control.
Be careful, detective. Don't do anything that might set her off.
Last one. This is the pigs. Please identify yourself, ma'am.
It's a goddamn police shitbag. Cut the pavement. You're under arrest.
As she waves her hands, you notice familiar-looking ampoules and packets sticking out of the mountain of police gear on her back. Medicine or drugs?
Are you on drugs?
Confiscated contraband. Restricted access. 2 kilos missing. Eyewitness report compromised.
I don't think she's on drugs. Being off drugs might actually be the problem here.
We can resolve this peacefully. Please lower the weapon.
Officer in need of assistance. Suspect alert. Get on the ground.
Ma'am, please. We want to help you, but you need to lower
Blow her away, Lieutenant! Let's just talk, alright?
Disturbance reported. Authorized deadly force. Sector, take the shot. Big red key. Big red key.
What happened to make her like this? Yes, sure, but also in a less abstract way. The neurodegenerative disease mentioned earlier.
Yeah, like, sure, okay, conceptually what made her this way, but also, specifically, what is wrong with her?
The woman looks at you, but through you, like you don't exist. Her eyes gleam feverishly, and the rotating police beacon lights reveal deep scratch marks on her cheeks. Sometimes when things get very bad, it's good to remind yourself that you have a body by scratching it.
Self-harm is not a good solution to pretty much any scenario.
This is the police! Unlawful engagement! Hands on the ground! Scumbag!
So this is what the weather's like on the other end of a cop's gun.
You can go along with it, potentially.
Tim?
Fascinating.
Didn't I stay fixing the woman or gun? He studies them closely.
See? This is what happens when we are not around.
Nope.
They swear the police.
Back up! Back up! Back up! Status unconfirmed!
Lieutenant Delia Fredder, area of Blah 41st Springs. This is my partner, Lieutenant Kitts Wright from the 57th.
No. I thought Mr. Moran. Gareth! Aggravated assault! Man down! Officers in pursuit!
What's the situation, officer?
Law enforcement compromised! Impersonating a police officer!
We really are those white rectangles. I am an imposter. Hey, you're the person. We really are. Look at my badge.
License and registration! License and registration! Come in, dispatch! Sector! Azimuth!
She's losing it. One twitch and there would be blood.
We could leave. That is a 17% chance on a red call.
Do you win these?
Yeah, I think I win these.
She's frantic, confused, teetering under all that gear. There's an opening if you just move fast enough. If not, the lieutenant's got her in his sights. Host almighty, don't count on that. You saw the binoclard can't shoot for shit.
Gun, I'm coming! Oh, I know I'm going. I know myself. I know I'm going to fail. Go for it.
Suicide by cop! Split-second decision! Eat lead, scumbag!
For a moment there,
I was 80% sure the gun is empty, and still the instinct almost took over.
What is this? This isn't police issue. Police weapons have bullets. This isn't real. Police guns always have bullets. What is this? Why did you sell me this?
She looks devastated. Grab the gun right now. This might be your only chance.
I'm done with the gun. Leave it behind forever. Pick up your gun.
No one ever cares anymore. Why would they treat me like this?
Kind of fucked up. Her voice goes fainter as she rocks back and forth slowly.
poor woman. We need to figure out what to do with her now.
Nobody's ever around. Nobody ever comes to visit me.
Anything happened to her?
She's in a stupor. I've seen this before. God knows for how long. Could be days when they get like this.
Why is she like this in the first place?
Honestly, I don't know. Dementia, probably. Dementia and Channel 8. And loneliness.
Neurodegenerative disease.
Could be. Her hands were trembling and she did seem uncoordinated. But what are we gonna do with her? She's in a stupor. Honestly, I don't know.
There's a list of too many cop shows on the radio.
There's a bit more to this than that. But right now, we need to decide what... She's in a stupor. Honestly, I don't know.
Right,
Dementia,
loneliness.
yeah. Looks like a bad case. But the question is...
Very similar life will turn out for you.
Her scratched skin is warm to the touch, but the person inside doesn't even know you're there.
Should we just arrest her?
I don't think there's any need for that. In her current state, and without the gun, She isn't really a threat to anyone. We could let Titus know. This is a perfect problem for the local peacekeepers to handle. They might even know her family.
I think we leave her like this. She'll be fine. I don't endorse the Hardy Boys' inflated sense of self-worth. They're not cops. We are. They are still the authority around here, in a sense. That sounds like the man for the job.
Then we can ask him once we get back to the whirling.
Because they would probably know who she is.
And they might have already gone home. But I think we're done here for now. Let's head out. This is done.
Please, leave the radio on.
You're trying to leave the faintest voice to move from the room. Please leave the radio on. She mutters, it seems like a reflex. I have to remember sentence.
She stands motionless. Just a heap of clothes and fleshes now. Maybe if you search her once more. The woman stands slumped. She looks catatonic under her mountain of RCM paraphernalia. Is one of those things a police cap? There were narcotics in there too. You're thinking of taking them? Do.
Consecrate the narcotics. Wait. Pick up the RCM cap.
She doesn't even flinch as you reach out and disentangle the familiar-looking lieutenant's cap from her mountain of RCM paraphernalia.
Oh, is that yours?
It's hard to say. It's been so long since you wore yours.
Maybe. Probably. You know me.
It's your hat.
Your shoulder.
The old woman doesn't react to your touch.
Leave her be. Villiers! 9mm pepperbox pistol. Equip this when times are most dire. A 3-shot revolving barrel Villiers LaSalle pepperbox, typically assigned to officers of the RCM upon reaching the rank of sergeant. The butt of the gun is worn, and the engravings on the side reads, Sunrise Parabellum. This is your gun, no doubt about it. Tequila Sunset, Sunrise Parabellum. They're easy as pie. Anyways, now we've got the fit. Let me get my clothes back on. And where was the hat? RCM Lieutenant's Cap, +1 to authority. Oh yeah, we could probably put on most of the outfit now. I'm probably still missing something here. Probably pants.
Holding the gun feels natural and satisfying. It's like an extension of your arm, the polished wooden handle almost fusing into your palm.
I think my hand recognizes it.
It reminds you of the day you first held it, with fear and respect, hoping you don't have to use it in vain. The sun was out in Jamrock. It was so long ago. This gun, Sunrise Parabellum, will be the only thing standing between you and the all-consuming nothingness that threatens to eat the world. Sheathe it and wait, herald. It won't be long now.
I have a gun.
You have a gun? You can equip it when times are most dire.
Times are always dire. Now let's hurry up. We gotta get to the Hardy Boys. Gonna hurry up and get to the Hardy Boys.
They are almost certainly gone to bed.
You don't know that.
Oh?
Because they specifically stated, like, The mission only occurs at 22 p.m., and so I assume the game keeps the Hardy Boys out slightly longer so that you're able to go to them immediately after dealing with her.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
There's an old catatonic lady in the old fish market on the other side of the bay. She needs help.
What's that, Copper? You want us to help little old ladies now?
You're local law enforcement, aren't you? Helping troubled civilians should fall under your jurisdiction.
Yeah. We'll send someone out. Who is? Wait. It's the pigs, isn't it?
Yep, her.
God. Poor lady. Don't worry. We'll handle this. I think she got some family in Courant or something. Bastards left her alone when she got sick. We've been getting complaints.
Hey, wasn't Everett's B team looking for her the other day? They said something about her, I don't know, finding something?
Yeah, I think you're right, Gene. She have something of yours, Pig.
Whatever you do, do not admit to these punks you lost your gun. You will suffer if you do.
We should mention that she had my hat. I feel like that would have been an appropriate response here, because she did, in fact, have my hat. Didn't have anything in mind.
This is a shame you don't get that dialogue option to just say she had your hat.
Yeah, like, it's an accurate thing. She did, in fact, like, they clearly understand that somebody took, that she had something of mine, presumably, but we don't want to admit that she had my gun, but she did, in fact, have my hat. Nope, didn't have anything in mind.
No? Well, whatever then, Copper.
Checked on his beer and left his mouth.
No. They totally said what it was. What was it? Anyone remember?
I don't remember. I was fucking drunk.
Let me know if you figure it out back there. Now, anything else we can help you with?
What was her name? Her real name?
Auntie LaPlante, we always called her. Something LaPlante.
Marianne, amigo.
Marianne Amigo LaPlante. Marianne LaPlante.
Be anything else you wanted to know? Auntie
Marianne, amigo. Fuck you, pig. What the fuck you are playing at, huh?
Easy, Al. Don't let him get to you. Have one for Auntie LaPlante, huh?
Don't disrespect Miss LaPlante, Copper. She's good people. We all get a little crazy sometimes.
Was she?
Was. Like before. Just an old lady. Her kids moved away years ago. Never come to visit. Never took her calls. She gets out every now and then. She did right by lots of us when we were kids. Always was a little off, but still.
The children kept her together.
How'd she get like this?
Wanted to be a cop, you mean? Well, shit. I don't actually know. Anyone know why she started acting like a pig?
No fucking clue. It's gotta be the crazy. Who'd want to be a pig?
Someone who wants to eat the war right before it ends, everything of that. Like, who wouldn't? Cool uniforms, fast machines, packing heat, sign me up. You're already a cop, Harry. You can't sign up to be one. Just like be sure. You feel first response and he switched the phone. That's probably the first answer, probably the best one.
No, I didn't. Because I'm not fucking stupid, Polizonte.
Yeah, Carl. That's some pretty fucking weird shit to say. The pigs level weird. But whatever gets you through the day.
Like, my dudes, you are literally acting as a police force for your town. Why are you acting this way?
No fucking clue.
Who wouldn't?
You are already signed up, Cerdo. This guy is seriously damaged.
I got 22 good cop, bad cop. At 300. I like how, despite being a moralist and doing the moralist route, moralism is actually my lowest rank out of all of the options.
You got 22 good slop, bad slop.
Nah, don't worry about it, Al. The cops want to dress up and play policeman.
Well, yes.
We'll keep doing the real work.
Get no fucking clue.
What was respectable occupations
Got
are?
respectable professions don't shoot kids, Cerdo. They don't beat confessions out of prisoners.
Easy there, Al. Sit down. We got one of our own to take care of, so let's not get worked up.
How have you killed 3 people? Because that's in our entire history of, like, being a police officer. If you do 216 cases, odds are you probably have shot somebody at some point. Where'd you get all the cop gear?
Dunno. She lives by the water. Shit washes up all the time on the beach.
Police paraphernalia doesn't just wash up on the coast, people. It's not like we dump it at night. She bought it, collected it.
Station 41. A man carries a crate of rusted, unused badges. You think these would net us something at the annual auction? A balding detective drags a comb futilely across his head. Shit, who'd want those? Just dump them into the river.
Thanks. We don't just dump them in the river. Cutaway joke, dumping them in the river. Thanks for helping out with this one, Titus.
No problemo, cop man. We take care of our mentally ill here in Martinez. Ain't that right, boys?
Sure enough, we're the real heroes on these streets.
Well, I found 8 set of footprints, but there are only 7 of you. Where's the 8th Hardy Boy?
What are you talking about, madman? There's no 8th Hardy Boy. There's 7 of us and we're all here. Or what? You want to be the 8th Hardy Boy? We ain't hiring.
Actually, boss, we've been talking and we think she could maybe...
Shut the fuck up, Glenn! I do the talking here. Now what the fuck do you want, cop?
So let me get this straight. There is an 8th Hardy Boy. It's a she, and you don't like us talking about her?
That's right. We're not talking about this. This is a private Hardy Boys matter. Nothing to do with your shit. End. You're not cops here. Don't go digging around if you don't want a bullet in the back of your head. I'm watching you.
Good. We are all watching each other. Officer, your question.
There's no point in pushing it further, he thinks. This is already a victory. We'll learn more about this 8th Hardy sooner or later.
I found a bullet in the hanged man's head.
A bullet, you say? That's mighty curious.
Indeed. Mighty. How did it get there?
Well, there are so many bullets in the world, and so many heads.
Fair enough.
I guess it's only logical. At some point, one of them bullets had to end up in one of them heads.
It's bound to happen again, you know? Just statistically speaking, of course.
Did you guys shoot him?
Shit! I probably did shoot him. I was drunk last night. You guys know me when I'm drunk.
Yeah, Glenn likes to shoot his guns when he's drunk. Better hope he stays sober.
No, he meant before he was hanged. Did you shoot him before you hanged him?
Before? After? During? This is getting ridiculous. They told you what happened. Stop wasting your time.
I think the hanging was a cover-up for the shooting.
You know what I think? I think he was shot in the head as a kid, and his brain grew around the bullet.
Around the bullet, man. That's a good one.
They're only pretending to enjoy this. Beneath the act, they don't like you knowing this.
Ask you again. Why was this from the bullet in the victim's head?
Wow! He's got it in a real evidence bag and all!
Why don't you go home and log it into evidence? These men have told you what happened.
Don't worry, we'll figure out this sooner or later.
Never been worried in my life, lawman.
Guess what? I have connected you to the local drug trade. One second, I'm gonna save my game real quick.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here. Like hell you have. There is no local drug trade. This place is as clean as a rifle. Go back to Jamrock and ask the local junkies how clean your streets are in Precinct 41 Kilos.
We'll do that. In the meantime, did you know that there's an abandoned lorry at the intersection that was used to move raw ingredients for drugs from Terminal B to Jamrock? The person driving it was present at the hanging. It was one of you. We've connected the footprint. Detective, do you want to deliver the coup de grâce?
Do we let Kim take the swing here?
If you want.
No, do the honor. You've earned it.
Thank you. You're right, Titus. There is no local drug trade because it's all controlled by you. You're the drug trade.
That's a mighty interesting theory. I guess that's what you would need to do, theoretically. A big, strong, state-run monopoly would outcompete the runts on the street.
Yeah, man. Theoretically, that's what you would do. To get rid of the gangs, the dealers, even some of the junkies.
You would need good, trustworthy people to take their place, of course. Hardy men to run such a monopoly. For the good of the community, of course.
The good of the community. Discussing your admitting to profiting off poisoning your own people. And yeah, people are always going to have to do drugs, at least they have some joy. You're telling yourself that. I know for a fact there's still plenty of drugs out there. Yeah, look, if anybody knows that there are drugs out there, it's fucking Henry or Dubois.
No, there aren't.
Yeah.
Some little shit and his dad are doing speed. Who fucking who? The stuff's probably from Jamrock.
Whatever you've seen is peanuts. Look at the big picture, man. The place is a paradise. And all thanks to Hardy Boys.
Whatever you've seen is penis.
We're just talking politics here. My answer to your drug accusation is, how dare you? Go fuck yourself.
Not quite yet, Mr. Hardy. There were 8 sets of prints on the crime scene. There are only 7 Hardy Boys here.
The 8th Hardy, the one who's missing, she runs the thing, right?
My answer is, fuck off. Mind your own business. There is no 8th Hardy. I run this goddamn scene.
And here we go. Back to the usual.
I know! Fatty walked on all 4s. He's so fucking fat he left 2 sets of footprints.
Go fuck your mom, Dennis.
That's more like it, boys. You heard him. It was Angus on all 4s. Anything else you need to know?
Okay, so I think that's enough for that. Now I should probably send Kim to bed, get the boots. Are you the Hardy girl?
I am not.
You could be, Liz. You could be anything. You could even be a model.
Even a mod? Glenn, I went to law school. I am an attorney.
He's right. With a face like that, she could be on the cover of Le Debutante International.
Get a grip, Glenn. She went to law school.
So fucking what? Lots of models are actually really smart people, fuckwad.
No, Glenn. They aren't. I am not.
You could be, Liz.
Even a mod?
He's right. With a face...
Please, do.
I don't want to call her pretty. I feel like that's rude. She already dislikes us. I don't need her to hate us. Okay, so...
Yeah, if you want to send Kim to sleep, you just go to the shack in your bed in the fishing village. And then you'll say he's going to bed, and then you can just
It's getting cold. This late in the night. Time to call it a day.
Good night, Kim.
Good night, officer. We'll meet in front of the shack in the morning.
An old mirror hangs on the wall. You see the reflection of your face in it.
Now, back to the whirling in rags. Oh, before you go do the body, go to Kim's room in the hotel.
But is she an ace attorney? They should add her to the. They should make a crossover between this game and Ace Attorney, I think.
The lieutenant's door is closed. No response. What are you doing? Still, no response. Where is he? Isn't it party o'clock? Doesn't he want to go for a little drive? Anything to not face the hanged disco man yet.
Knock again, as before.
You hear the sound of a drawer closing, followed by the shuffling of feet.
Yes, what is it? What time is it?
You want to go out for a midnight drive to clear our heads?
To clear our heads from what? Sleep?
Sleep is what he needs most right now.
Good night, Harry.
You probably won't mind. You got an achievement for that.
That is why I told you to do it, because you get an achievement for it.
The door is closed. Still nothing. You should punch a fucking hole in it. You slam your fist into the vinyl. It does not produce, not to mention, great exercise.
That was great exercise. I think that was the right thing to do there. Now the Hardy Boys are gone because I finished that interaction. That's video gaming. Chat rate 0.
Laming.
Chat, can we get some words in the chat?
The man is decomposing visibly now. Every hour he looks. The man is the body is reluctant to let go of the boots, as though it were its last bit of dignity. You're going to need to summon all your strength for this undertaking.
Wow, Kuno's little sneak pig's back for the booty.
Yeah, fuck it to pieces for us, liar cop.
Pull on the right boot.
It's not completely useless. You're able to reveal a little more of the putrid polymer sock beneath the boot. It feels like the leg is going to come off along with the boot, but you're able to get the boot to move a centimeter or two. Just relax. This is easy. This is happening. See? The corpse doesn't care if you try to take his boots. He doesn't need them. He's probably glad to get rid of them.
Don't step on the corpse. Don't try to shake the boots. Twist the boots off one by one.
This is the right method. It takes some time, but eventually the boots come off, with nasty slices of polymer sock stuck to even bigger pieces of skin and rotting flesh.
Look, he's skinning the fucker up good. Puko style.
Hell, keep at it, pig.
You suck off the damage.
The legs look like they've been clawed at by wild animals. As for the boots, you can't possibly do anything with them until you've cleaned and disinfected them thoroughly. Yes, these absolutely need to be washed before. The stink is incredible. Didn't the Whirling have a kitchen?
Shoot, Looney Rooney. Come back later.
Maybe you can get into the kitchen.
Fuck does Kuno care? Kuno doesn't.
Hopefully it's not closed yet.
Somebody that left the body, but wow, what's that supposed to mean?
Hey!
This industrial gas-powered stove has been used to prepare food for many hungry hostel guests. There are several pots and pans on hand. Getting the corpse residue out of these boots is going to require patience, and also a huge pot full of boiling water, soap, and white vinegar.
Good cookware.
A commercial pot draws your attention. It's very large, gigantic even. It could be used to make enough stew to feed an entire city, and also to boil a putrid pair of death boots.
Can't believe that everyone died in those riots earlier.
Far away, in the darkness of a makeshift morgue behind Station 41's Lazarus, Dr. Nix Gottlieb cuts into the cold, dead feet of a murder victim. The veins are oddly black. He suspects a neurotoxin.
The cleaning supplies.
There is a variety of soaps and bleaches in the cabinet to the left of the stove. There is also a bottle of white vinegar in the cabinet next to the fridge. This is gonna take the hard stuff too. Use as much as you can.
So we need pour lots of dish soap. Boots are really disgusting. Pour in some dish soap and the bottle of white vinegar into the pot.
The delicious smells of cheap soap and vinegar waft up from the pot. All right now, chef. Light up the stove and boil them.
Add water and the boots to the pot. Bring it to a nice boil.
The strong smell of vinegar forces you to step away from the pot. The water slowly comes to a boil.
Wait.
Strips of polymer fabric and human tissue separate from the lining of the boots. They float to the bubbling surface.
Wait some more.
The boots look cleaner and cleaner. Those bits of human flesh are beginning to look cooked. You can smell it too, just like beef stew.
A little more?
That's it, chef. The boots are as clean as they're going to get. Steam, dense with the smell of strange meat, disappears into the vent above the stove.
Dump the sock and flesh stew and examine your new boots.
A pair of real beauties. The boots are shiny, hot, and reek of vinegar. Just perfect.
Let's chef out.
Hey Avery.
Yo.
Do you know if you have really high half-light while boiling the boots, half-light will tell you to taste the stew.
Okay. On one hand, flesh and water is one thing, but the fact it contains soap is the problem for me here. Like, the vinegar, water, and meat, that's a soup. But, like, soap? You don't want to eat soap. That's disgusting. Your body's not designed to consume bases.
Cleaning out the rooms. What if you didn't lose your memory? What if something in Martinez came and stored it all away, for you to slowly open one box at a time, so you can choose which parts to keep? Keep almost none of it. Only the flowers on the windowsill. Only the distant sound of a radio. Lose all the actors, the dark shadows. Leave only the still lifes. The blissful distant wash of waves. If everybody knew, you never did. She'll be coming soon. That is all.
Suggestion. Wake up. Inland Empire in a new life. Rhetoric by the seaside. Sure. Okay.
She'll be arriving soon. That is all.
I didn't actually check what these looked like, what this object was before I got to it.
I think it just says they're too gross to do anything with.
I know, but apparently there was an interact.
Oh, yeah, when you interact with it, it does just tell you you can't do anything with them.
Oh, okay. I was worried that I was missing out on evidence. +2 to authority. Put your foot down. -1 composure. Shoes too big to fill. These gaiters are light as a feather, and just a tad too big for you. But don't let that bother you. With these on, you look like some kind of future warrior, and they'll keep you safe if you accidentally shoot yourself in the foot, so worth it.
Put on the boots. The boots. I wonder if you get any, like a thought bubble or something if you have them on equipped. No.
I mean, I'm still missing parts.
Yeah, you got the chest plate. You got the gloves. You got the boots.
I presume there's some other part that's missing, like, I don't know, pants?
Squants.
Either pants or a hat. Authority, composure. My worry here is if I'm wearing these when Kim is around, they might have some questions. Just gonna put those back on real quick.
Just wait and see. Also, yeah, since you watched the boots on the same night, you... Oh, well, no, you still have to send Kim away anyways, yeah. Oh, I guess time to sleep and then just skip all of day. Or no, wait, I'm pretty sure you can tell Kim to take the body at the end of the day. So yeah, you don't need to skip the next day. You can just go to sleep and then do the next day and then
It's getting cold.
Tell Kim to take the body away before you sleep.
On the table, you see a bowl of water. The bed is comforting.
Go to sleep.
The place feels almost like home now. Quiet and dignified around you. A new life by the seaside. You're incredibly tired. The darkness and warmth come fast. You're falling asleep.
You be sleepy.
They call him in the EBDB.
It's easier this time. Drifting off, your head has found a comfortable indent in the pillow. Your legs and your torso feel like lead weights sinking to the bottom of the sea. Until there's suddenly light.
How many days have been in Martinez already?
There are no days here. There are no weeks. Just black tape spinning on repeat until the end.
For now, a little while, you can.
Sleep without words or
When
images.
the pictograms and the hieroglyphs of the world return, they seem silent somehow. The alarm rings quietly too. You're ready.
Ready, but something is coming. It always is.
You snoozed.
I snozzed, and now I've lost.
Now quick, put on the boots.
Yes?
Are we gonna talk about the boots I'm wearing?
Okay, let's talk about it. You stole the boots.
Gleaming technological footwear you're quoting.
Congratulations. That must have taken an enormous concerted effort, considerable ingenuity and timing. Now, I'm going to report you and you are going to go to jail.
Please don't. I was just...
It was a joke, sadly. There's nothing I can do about your delinquency. What's done is done. Let's get back to police work.
I don't care about your insane theft. The lieutenant thinks and looks away from the boots. Just know, if anyone asks me, I will snitch on you.
Aw, we lost a point.
I love that I don't care about your insane theft.
Well, at least we're looking good.
Me double.
What?
Da boots.
Da boots. Da bears. Well, time to send Kim away forever.
What? Aren't you just gonna do the day as usual?
What could I possibly do today?
You can talk. Well, you've pretty much done like all the side quest stuff you can do. You could try hanging out with Lillian.
Let me up there. Let me teleport. I don't want to hang out with Lillian, though.
Why?
Because I'm not a drunk.
Okay, Avery, to get you to stop this, when you pass the check, suggestion says you should do it not drunk.
Okay, so that's one task I could do, but I probably don't want Kim there for it.
Yeah, you could just, yeah, you could send... Remember, Lillian's available all day and night, so you can just do it at the end of the day.
I know, but, like, there's nothing to do other than do that. There are no other tasks to accomplish.
You could advance the case.
I don't want to... I can't do that until I put the body away.
Avery, you have nothing else to do.
I know, that's why I'm saying I just send the body away, then I wait the day. Nothing's gonna happen if I wait a day, is it?
Well, no, I'm just saying there's no reason to. You could just continue the case, and then at the end of the day, send the body away.
Why didn't you say that yesterday when the Hardy Boys were still around?
Avery, I didn't say that because I thought the kitchen would be closed at nighttime. I forgot that it closes at the very end of the day, not like right before.
But shouldn't I send the body away before progressing the game?
Yeah, you can.
I played the board game with Kim.
Also, yeah, I just thought about it, and there actually is an NPC that doesn't talk to you until you've had their body taken away, so...
more like a pile of intestines. The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
Let's bag him, take him away.
Alright.
He takes out a shiny black body bag and starts pulling the plastic over the dead man's face.
I will need a little help carrying him. You take the hands, I'll take the legs.
Add the corpse and drag it to the motor carriage. And then there was one.
And now to go sit on a bench.
Aye, the sea's gonna calm down soon, I can feel it. The wind is turning southeast. What's on your mind, officer?
Suggestion. Oh, you can level up another skill.
Yeah, but I need to save that for... I guess I don't really have anything. Guess I could level up a skill when I need one. Let me put in suggestion.
You could level up another skill now so you can get more skill dialogue.
Why would I do that?
Because you constantly say you don't want to miss dialogue.
That's a stupid idea. Why would you recommend something that's stupid? That's a stinky dumb idea. It's a stinky dumb stinky dumb idea.
Right.
You don't need to apologize, I'm being an idiot. Suggestion. Is that all my suggestion gear I have?
The sea's gonna calm down soon, I can feel it. The wind is
Do
turning
you want to save
southeast.
first?
What's on your... the sea's gonna calm down soon, I can feel it.
Get the drink on. It would be unimaginable for a human female to have sex with a man without alcohol, as the master of ceremonies to guide them.
Since the dawn of mankind, Al Ghul has watched over the procreation of our species. Lay with me. Let's celebrate the Ghul.
Well, there's a whole shipment of big words. May mankind be plentiful, I guess. Can I get back to my nets now?
She doesn't even understand. He asked her out.
Al Ghul.
Al Ghul. Ham sandwich.
The sea's gonna calm down soon, I can feel...
Get the drink on. It would be unimaginable.
I want to be close to you, and there's but one way to intimacy. Drunk date. All we need is booze. The rest will follow.
Funny sailor jokes. Sorry if I'm not laughing out loud, but the comedy has worn thin over the years.
Great. Now you reminded her of the husband. It's okay. She just hasn't figured out how these things work between the sexes. Keep at it.
Suggestion, you're being a weirdo. All of these options are so weird. This better be worth it. To make me have to read the most awkward dialogue.
The sea's gonna calm down soon, I can feel...
Get the drink on. It would
Make
be
slow as possible, let's connect.
Alcohol? Connect?
Get here with me, on a
I'm
date,
not
drunk
sure
date,
I'm
it'd be nice if it comes.
That's a good impression. You really cracked me up, officer.
She doesn't even understand.
I mean, suggestion is basically the stat of how can I manipulate this other person to get what I want. So, it makes kind of sense that it'd be a creepy stat.
The sea's gonna calm down soon, I can feel it.
Get the drink.
Alcohol.
What? She doesn't even...
The sea's gonna calm down soon, I can...
Get the drink.
Alcohol.
How?
She doesn't even...
The sea's gonna calm down soon, I can...
You think she really needs more of that after a man died at sea?
But what do I do then?
What if I told you it is actually possible to go on a date sober?
Get out of here with your crazy fringe theories!
What you're suggesting is highly experimental, possibly dangerous.
Before recorded history, men and women were able to do simple, very primitive things together sober. Acknowledge the situation and keep it basic.
I'm a drunk. Don't know if you've noticed. So I usually ask people to drink with me. No! You're not a drunk, you are sober!
I don't really.
Walks are fucking great cardio. Very stable fat burner. Aerobic exercise.
This time, though... I thought I'd ask you for a walk.
Just a walk? I don't know, officer. I would not have taken you for an innocent perambulator.
Please, please come to a sober walk with me. I am. That's why you should definitely agree.
Where would this walk take us, officer?
There's a nice view on the beach I found. Point northwest, Land's End.
All right. I will walk with you. But you need to understand that nothing is going to happen. We're just walking.
Just a good old-fashioned walk. I like it.
Me too. It's been ages since I just had a normal conversation with one of you guys. Stroll on the beach sounds nice. All right, I guess I'll be seeing you at Land's End in the evening, when it gets dark, all right?
She doesn't wait for an answer. You better get ready.
I like her fish hook like earrings.
He.
Dude, so I should probably wait there then, huh? Because she said in the evening. You see that in the evening when it's dark, yeah.
Yeah, there's a bench by the
right here.
Front.
You sit on the wind-worn wooden planks
Save
of the
first.
bench. Your feet ache.
Just in case you waiting somehow fails the quest.
You sit on the wind. You finally stop picking your nose. Time passes. You ponder upon an endless winter that covers everything in ice and snow. What a struggle it would be.
Like Weirll.
Untethered.
Time passes. You ponder upon an endless winter. Come, darlings of the night sky, bringeth down upon these feckless beasts the cleansing fire. The gloaming beckons. Time passes. The glacial gusts from the sea do not a pleasant rest make. You should probably move before you freeze. Time passes. You ponder upon an endless winter that comes.
It's annoying that you can only do this in 1 hour intervals.
Time passes. You ponder upon an endless winter that covers everything. The twiddling barely keeps your hands warm against the frigid wind blowing from the coast. After a while, you've had enough. Time passes. The glacial gusts from the sea do not a pleasant rest make. Would it be possible to acquire this whole coast? All this real estate, completely underdeveloped? Imagine all the tourists.
Great thoughts.
You try to come up with something fresh and exciting, but the endeavor only gives you a slight headache.
Moving right along, dick-dum, dick-dum.
Schmovin'.
I like the way you schmoove it. Girl!
The woman gazes steadily at the waves. A sudden gust picks up her dark hair and lets it fall again, tousled, wild. She brushes a few stray locks from her eyes, and only then spots you approaching.
Aye, so here you are. Mid-noon and the snow is... well, it's not really snow, it's slush. At least the drunks and teenagers haven't joined us yet. Know that you're not the first guy to bring a girl to Land's End. This is what the locals call a make-out spot. That is not going to happen here today. I just want to make that clear, Dimples.
Her thoughts are still elsewhere, with distances across the water, and with the water itself.
You seem surprised that I made it.
Drinking men aren't known for keeping their appointments.
I'm actually quite good at scheduling. It's a rockstar thing. Tardiness. So you gotta wait, gotta miss it for the world. I'm just trying to be a responsible grown-up.
So this is what this is. Responsible. Well, maybe it is. Maybe you'll have a revelation and crack whatever you're on.
Yeah, this is a good influence on me.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves now.
Her laughter is throaty and warm. It rhymes with the sunlit waves and the cries of the gulls.
I've been sober for more than an entire day now.
I've seen quite a few of those first days. Aye. Still, good for you.
I've been sober for an entire week in-game, thank you very much.
Here it comes.
An entire squeak.
She says she turns back to the sea. Weather begins to clear under her steady gaze.
So fast as to make it seem like the weather turns at her command.
Wait, did you just do that?
Me? No. Just grew up on the sea. Know which way the wind's blowing and all.
I like that the water's all oily over here. What's up with that?
Knew the weather'd clear up.
It's like somebody crashed a car over there.
Otherwise, it would have been a less pleasant stroll, nay?
You should say something. Anything. Maybe the tequila sunset thing.
A past incarnation of myself calls himself Tequila Sunset. Wonder why that is.
It's a common Revacholian expression. Means drinking yourself to death.
Found a corpse recently. He'd had a Tequila Sunset moment.
And what about you? Keeping the name?
I think I'm good with Harriet de Boisy days. You know, it's a new this is a new model of me. I'll need a new name. Can I get another title?
Can't wait to hear it.
The sun reflected in the waves and the skyscrapers rising across the bay is mesmerizing. Your mind clears for a moment as your senses take it all in. Not just the glass skyscrapers, fragile looking in the shimmering air. River Esperance flowing into the bay.
Isn't it strange for this all-powerful thing, the sun, to be so generous towards us? You know, the best time to go out fishing is usually towards sunset, when the water is warmer.
The sun also falls on the Capeside tenements and war-torn ruins. An old sea fortress juts out, seemingly impervious to the sheen cast over everything else, shaking you out of your reverie. The sun does little for the dead, and those hopelessly lost in their own minds.
I see.
Or people living in desert climates with sparse vegetation and little drinking water.
Is that why you name your boat the Sun?
Oh, that was a bit of pride and a bit of superstition.
And a bit of conceptual unity too, it being yellow and all.
Nice. Not sure desert people are happy with too much sunlight.
Now you're just nitpicking. But I concede. Maybe desert people sometimes disagree.
Just enjoy the view.
There's salt in the air, and the cries of the gulls and the skewers. Grit of the sand and the green glint of broken bottles. But still your gaze always returns to the dazzling streaks of light wherever they may be reflected, their opulence.
It's bringing us spring, summer. It's entirely on our side, no matter what we do or who we are, for absolutely no reason. It's unlike no other powerful being, certainly no powerful organization or government. How can that be?
Well, something's gotta be on our side.
I guess we wouldn't really be here if that thing wasn't on our team.
You would be incinerated, or worse.
Fair enough.
Maybe some general remarks before you say something big. Work your way up to the cool.
You have fish hooks in your ear.
These aren't real fish hooks, silly. They're earrings shaped to look like fish hooks. A drunk called Rosemary brought them to me. I kept them.
She's right. They're made mostly of plastic. A cheap novelty gift you can buy from a flower shop or a kiosk. The wind ruffles her hair as she looks at the sunlit coast across the water.
An interesting lilt in your voice.
Thank you. I'm half Ubi. My mother was from Ubi Sunt. Not a lot of sun there, I hear, though I've never been.
The wind ruffles her hair as she looks at the sunlit coast across the water.
Don't you want to go visit La Delta?
It's enough that my fish goes there. 50 real a piece they ask for spring cod.
Out on the terrace of La Fruit de Fond, a hip business lunch spot in downtown La Delta. Glasses clink over a spread of oysters. Someone can't decide what to eat. Someone recommends a ceviche. Someone shields her eyes, trying to see across the bay.
I see. I squee.
You squee?
It's glad to know that other places are actually doing pretty well. It's just this one location that fucking sucks. Who do you think killed the hangman?
Good one. I'm gonna go with the rope.
Out on the terrace.
Did that take away one of the plus ones?
Spot in downtown La Delta.
Yes, it did in fact take away one of the plus ones.
Someone can't decide what to eat.
Oh.
Someone recommends a ceviche. Someone shields her eyes, trying to see across the bay.
I'm trying to see what that plus one now said. Time to think. It got rid of time to think.
Amazing.
Well, anyways, we win these.
Here we go. 2 different approaches to cap this off with style.
Hey.
Turn to the sun. Yeah, stare into the sun! Yeah, massive thermonuclear reaction, 5 million years old. The fault with the sun is it shines on us as well as our enemies. Do we deify the sun, or bring up the idea that there are possibly enemies out there?
The second seems like a weird thing to say during a
Yeah. 5 billion years old.
Aye. And a benevolent one. When did you last have one of those on your side?
Like 20s, maybe? Early 20s, maybe.
Well, now you have that giant thing to watch over you. So, to hell with youth. You know, the wind's gonna pick up soon, and I have to go, but...
She takes her sword out of her scabbard, later replaces it in a dark orange.
Have this. The sun's good, but it doesn't stick things. I've no use for it anymore.
Are you sure you don't need the sword?
No. Men around here are too drunk to pose a threat to me.
You can do this again sometime?
Doubt it. But thank you for the company.
This is as far as it goes with her. You'd need to put a year between you and your last drink for anything more.
Understandable. Thank you for coming on this walk with me.
Farewell.
She nods to you and turns to go. I did not realize she had a sword.
She brings it up when you bring it up when you first talk to her. The downside of weeks in between streams.
Standard 115mm saber. Equip this to impress yourself. The blade of this mass-produced saber has dulled over the years and won't slice or stab anyone. Showing its respect in your hand, however. Holding it onto its bakelite hilt fills you with a sense of purpose and a memory of the date. Now that's a fit!
Fun fact, if you had the sword during the moralism quest, you would be able to use this sword to improve the antenna signal.
Why didn't you make me go on this date before the moralism event? Jeez, Liz, come on!
You said no to it every time I suggested.
Well, the game didn't make it clear it was going to be good. It made it seem like I was going to be a drunken weirdo. Having the sober skill should have really made that one pass on its own, I think. But now we're styling.
Now you're wilding.
Now we're beguiling.
Oh.
Woman!
Woman.
I see you haven't left our little Martinez yet. Still running around.
Still have a case to solve.
Like some kind of cross-country law official. Hi. I guess you do. What?
Sure, that's the path that you should take, Ari.
The legend! He's back! And firstly, I got...
Tequila.
Don't call.
There's no waking him.
Just walk that way. Just walk that...
You sit on the wind-worn wooden planks of the bench.
Of the squench.
You try to come up with something fresh and exciting. You try to come up with something fresh. You're hoping the sky on the coast looks different, more interesting. But in truth, it doesn't.
What is a tarnation?
Time passes. It's getting so dark, you can barely make out the snowflakes drifting down from the...
Avery Tarnationary.
What is that nigh unnoticeable dot in the sky? Your eyes are caught on the towers of La Delta across the bay. It sure makes a pretty skyline. It's because of all the money. Even the sky gets an aura of glistening lucre. Time passes. It's getting so dark. Time passes. It's getting so dark.
Avery be like...
Time passes. The glacial
That's
gusts from the sea do
What?
not a pleasant rest make. You should
Squee.
probably move before you freeze.
What?
Squee.
Squee.
The
Avery
twiddling barely
Squee.
keeps your hands warm against the frigid wind blowing from the coast. After a while, you've had enough.
What'd you say?
Squee.
Squee. I'm just twiddling my thumbs here.
Could you twiddle your thumbs so hard that they come off your hands? You try, but nothing happens. You give up. Could you twiddle your thumbs? It's getting late. Time to head to sleep. Best not stay outside on the wind-stricken coast. It's getting cold
Avery.
this late in the night.
Hi, Squeed. What a useful day.
I'm sorry for saying Squeed too much.
Oh, it's fine.
Still,
also, we did it. We just, you know, took a body away and then had a date with Lillian and, you know, on the 7th day you gotta rest, you know?
The place
You should get a freeze to death ending for waiting too long on a bench.
fight around you. A new life by the seaside. You're incredibly tired. The darkness and warmth come fast. You're falling asleep.
It's easier this time. Drifting off, your head has found a comfortable indent in the pillow.
Sing along with South Communion.
Blackness, blackness, blackness. The ultimate disco. The ruins of your life behind you. Still smoldering. Ashes rise. But you're not looking.
For now, a little while, you can.
Sleep without words or images.
When the pictograms and the hieroglyphs.
Ready, but something is coming. It always is.
Yay.
The EB Sleepy.
The EBDBs. We got 6 and 6 HP and 6 HP and 7 morale. We are indestructible, effectively.
That's what you think.
Kim, I have a sword.
Yes?
Kim, come on my sword. Okay. Our to-do list has gotten much smaller.
Your to-do list has gotten much baller.
Well, let's travel on over to the Whirling in Rags. Probably want to save our game real quick.
Save your shame real quick.
And now, we finally get to wait for a next time! It's been about 3 hours, I think, so I think that is enough gaming for this evening of Disco Elysium. You know, there's always next time. We're barreling our way towards the end of the game. I think 2, maybe 1, probably 2 more sessions will get us there, right, Liz? Right, Liz? Right, Liz? Right, Liz? Right, Liz? Right, Liz?
I mean, yeah, I think maybe like 2 or 3 more streams.
2 or 3, got it. I gotta save the good stream titles for the end, but it's getting harder and harder to find combinations between Words for the Afterlife and variant genres of music. Yeah. Oh yeah, you guys showed up quite late, but who knows? Maybe this isn't the end of the streams, but just the end of disco for now. But yeah.
Every midnight.
Yes, but it's St. Patrick's Day, and I have green alcohol, and it would be really, really insulting to my heritage to not drink it. You know what I mean? I would basically be spitting in the face of my entire line of ancestors to not continue doing things tonight, you know? You know what I mean, Liz?
No, I don't drink booze.
I know, you're like 12. You're like a Roman Catholic.
I'm simply terrified of the idea of getting drunk.
That's entirely valid. It's not for everybody. Not everyone can be so handling tolerant of their boozes like me. You are allowed to enjoy your evening in any way you see fit. But anyway, today's least loved chat member goes to Docs for starting a riot. Yeah. Thank you all. Remember to and I will see you next time. The next stream of this is probably going to be Friday. But you know, that's going to be it. I hope you all have a wonderful night. Good